Now, the movie IB-71, starring veteran actor Anupam Kher and actor Vidyut Jamwal, is all set to hit screens this Friday. Republic TV speaks to the cast and crew of IB-71. Now, interestingly, this movie has been produced by Vidyut Jamwal, while the veteran actor Anupam Kher completes its 523rd film.
All right, we are being joined by the lead star cast of IB-71. This is a spy thriller that we are going to see in the theatres on the 12th of May, and we are being joined by none other than Anupam Kher and Vidyut Jamwal from our studios, Republic TV. My colleague Shivangi Shukla is also with us here. And Anupam sir, of course, this is your 523rd film.
Yes.
And I don't know which interview this must be for you in the whole career, but this is a movie which is in fact very important because this uncovers the most challenging undercover operation that India has ever witnessed. And also with you, this is your debut as a producer, if I'm not wrong, and it must be very special for you. But I will start with Mr. Anupam sir. Donning the uniform in this movie and this very, very critical subject, how was it like?
Well, I certainly keep account of my films because when I was not getting work, I was used to pray to God. I said, give me some work, and then I started. But I treat now, at least, all the films that I do as my first film. So right from the research, where that is given to me by the writers, the producers and the director, I go into it. And this was a personal journey also, because my father's youngest brother was an assistant director in Intelligence Bureau, but I actually never knew what he did. So similarly, I think our film IB-71 is about a mission which the world does not know. It's about those unsung heroes. And so to get into that, the skin of the character, I just needed to know what is it. Everything was in the script. It's a brilliantly written script, but what I added to it was my conviction as a person, my belief in IB, which I think the world needs to know.
Right, as you said that we don't talk about such heroes much. Vidyut, the line says 30 agents, 10 days, and one top secret mission that was hidden for 50 years. What did it really take for you to get this kind of a movie out and uncover all of that?
So like you said, the hidden mission. So anything that hasn't been spoken about is important to be spoken about. When I started my career as an actor, my dad was in the army, so I was fortuitous enough to play the role of commando. And it helped a lot of people join the Indian forces. I meet a lot of people and they always tell me, "Sir, you've inspired me." So now it was time to turn producer. So for me it was important. When I meet people, they've been watching a lot of international Hollywood movies and they always talk about the CIA, FBI, Mission Impossible, but they really don't know about the Secret Service of India. There's a massive confusion. Which one is it? It was important to get a story like this. This mission made the Indian Intelligence Bureau the #1 secret service in the world. Nobody knows about it. So it was important to come with something like this.
Right. And I've seen the trailer, IB-71. It's an amazing trailer. A lot of action in that movie. You're looking great. Both of you are looking great. And
thank God you read my name also.
Both of you are looking great, really great. And it's a patriotic thriller. Yeah. So, of course, like you're saying, it's a story hidden for 50 years. Did you speak to some real-life heroes before shooting the movie? Starting with you first, Anupam sir.
No, they don't speak. We don't know we don't know. Maybe the cameraman is a IB person in Republic TV. No, I don't think we actually, that's why they are called unsung heroes. It's not that an actor does a research on an army officer or police officer, not taking away from what they do, but that was the whole point, that we need to celebrate their valor and their intelligence and their sacrifices. I think it's a film which talks about the sacrifice which is done by the Intelligence Bureau's agents or people. So, but I have gone through as a child 62 war, 65 war, 71 war. So it was special. That's why I put a special heart to movies like this, because it's my kind of a tribute and my salute to all these unsung heroes in my quiet manner as an actor.
Right. And to you, Vidyut, you know, it's very important. And of course, you would know that very well. You are someone that a lot of young people in India look up to when it comes to fitness. But when it comes to our army personnel, also our officers, especially intelligence bureau officers and other officers, it's not just about physical fitness, about mental fitness. It's about being also fit enough to deal with tough challenges. So how did you prepare for this role? And of course, the other cast members as well must have done a lot of research into this.
You know, to start with, I've been raised around real heroes. My dad was in the army. I've lost one of my mamas to the country. I've had a few friends who lost their lives, gave their lives for the country during the Kargil war. So I've been raised around these people, and when they do something very significant, they really are not very pompous about it. I've witnessed them, and it was very important to bring a story forth. Like Anupam sir was saying, you know, these guys are not the ones who really want to be famous. They don't join the defense of the forces thinking, I'm going to win a battle and everybody will know me. These guys just join knowing that they want to give it their best. It's exciting for them. They're mad people. And this madness had to be shown on the big screen. Like I said, it's important that we have the #1 secret service in the world, but not many people know about it.
Absolutely.
And also, I think, so a little bit to add to that, it's ironical and so sometimes sad also that what they do for the country we get to know only after they have been martyred.
Right.
There are so many things how we win wars and how this war was won in 13 days. And unfortunately that Paramveer Chakra is given to some people after they have been martyred. So their heroism is also not celebrated while they are there.
Right.
Most of them. I'm sure there are so many amazing people. We have some amazing generals. But Army, Navy and Air Force का फिर भी हमें पता लगता है because एक significant uniform and they do amazing job. But IB का तो पता ही नहीं होता हमें कौन है.
Right.
Yeah, we do watch movies about the CIA, MI5,
Yeah,
and we
exactly.
talk about them. We have documentaries about them, but we do not have much of the content on IB. But as you were saying that this is your, I was pointing out that this is your production debut. What really moved you to take up this? I mean, apart from your background, as you were mentioning about in your family, what would you say that what this film offers in terms of entertainment? Also, what different this would offer?
A lot of different things. Let's start with, whenever you watch Mission Impossible or blah, 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 we know about the love life of the Secret Service agent. But in this movie, you will have no idea. Okay. Because how can you know about a Secret Services officer's love life? Okay. Apart from that, like I said, we won a battle in 13 days. It's not only about the bravery or the bravado of the people, it's about the intelligence. We have the #1 Secret Service in the world. Very important to talk about it. In current situation, there's a war that Russia has with Ukraine, a massive country, smaller country. They haven't been able to finish it off. It's been 1 year, lost 65,000 lives. This war was won in 13 days. We divided a nation into two. We were not only fighting Pakistan, we were fighting China. Intelligence, that's what we used and has to be like, bring forth.
Absolutely. And there are many movies made when it comes to patriotism, when it comes to India. And at this point of time, this particular movie, which is going to come out very soon, usually an action movie has a lot of layers to it. It's a great storyline, then there are stunts and other things as well. But particularly this movie, a lot of youth will be watching this movie at this point of time. What message do you think the youth of India will be getting out of the movie, especially IB 71?
How they enjoy their independence, the freedom. There are a lot of lives behind that who have sacrificed. I think that's why these stories are very important to tell. Also, we are in a phase of cinema and nation where we can tell these stories as authentically as we can. Means there is a certain filminess to a lot of filmy thing. I love doing that also. But you can make a film like this where the uniforms are right, where the aesthetic sense is right, where everything is fine. And people need to know. It's very important to know who are the people, or who are these unsung heroes who sacrifice their lives. And it's thrilling. Means I have seen the film and I saw the film without the final background and VFX, but I was on the edge of my seat and I saw it in an editing room. So it provides them with thrill, it provides them with patriotism, it provides them with a sense of achievement.
Absolutely. And Vidyut, you would like to add to that?
Like Sir was saying, it's important for the younger generation to know what our history is. Nobody really talks about this. The way we've we've been very close to the truth. Like you said, we've just gone about 5% filmy. Everything is the truth.
Right.
The way they've accomplished the mission, the way they targeted the whole idea was brilliant. Has to be watched.
Also, when I saw the film, I called him up and I said, Vidyut यार हमको थोड़ा clear करना पड़ेगा कि IB71 क्या है. तो उन्होंने कहा, don't worry, जब तक film release होने में तब तक, and he's right. So the choice of name also is also very fascinating, and we are saying very soon. I want to tell the audiences that the film is releasing on 12th next Friday, and please watch it because it's important. It can be your contribution. You may not be there for 65 war or 71 war, but it will be your contribution and a small silent salute to these unsung heroes.
Yes, Anupam ji, and on that note, I just want to ask you one thing, because remember that in many instances recently, there have been a section across the world which has been criticizing India's growth story, especially through its movies and art. And you were a part of that as well when you took a stand against it. And this is very important. One more story coming out where we are talking about India's stories, India's success as well. So any comments on that? Do you think this will really send a very strong message
कामयाब
out there?
इंसानों से लोग जलते हैं. कामयाब इंसान, जब हम कामयाब देश बनते जा रहे हैं, अभी तो देखिए आगे आगे क्या होता है. 75 साल हो रहे हैं, अब जब 100 साल तक होंगे तो हम तो फिर थक जाएंगे. जब आदमी एज एन एक्टर ऑल्सो ना, जब मुझे पहली फिल्म मिली सारांश, तो सबने, बहुत सारे आसपास के बाकी एक्टर्स ने कहा, अरे बेचारे को बुढ़े का रोल मिला है, ये सब. फिर सारांश वॉज केम आउट वेरी गुड. फिर मुझे डॉक्टर डैंग मिला, उन्होंने कहा अरे ये चमचागिरी करता है, जाके सुभाष घई को मिलता है. फिर थक गए. तो आप, now I'm on my 537th film, so I know that when a nation is growing and growing how brilliantly and how beautifully, then people are going to criticize. The fact that you are criticized, that means you are doing something right.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Anupam ji, you have taken such a strong stand against this kind of criticism, which is completely without any base.
But I have now learned to ignore them also.
Absolutely.
Because I've discovered that you can't wake up a person who is pretending to sleep.
Yes. And any last comments, Vidyut, on that as well?
सोया हुआ है. अब आप उसको जगा दे, वो तो एक्टिंग कर रहा है, वो जागेगा ही नहीं कभी.
Any last comments on that, Vidyut, as well? It's your first movie as a producer too, so it's good.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Very, very
I hope
special.
everybody enjoys it. We've stuck to the truth, so it's important.
Rakshita, any things you would
like
to
add? Well, of course, we are all, of course, looking forward to it. And as they said, that is the story about the unsung heroes. And Anupam ji, of course, always known to be, standing strong with whatever he feels. And the idea of nation, and he's, has a very vocal voice about that. And we are looking forward for him to feature in this movie, to look at him.
Please watch our film.
But before we leave you, I want to know a bit more about your role. I mean, you are a versatile actor.
So I play the IB chief.
Okay.
Who sort of has mentored Vidyut's character, and who looks, so it's his concern when you are playing the chief of an organization like this, his feelings towards his agents, these 30 agents who have gone to enemy's nation and under the cover of being a civilians, his worry, his whole concern, his emotional bonding with these people comes across very well. And I think they are not just people not in uniform, they're also human beings. They're also somebody's husband, they're somebody's father or something like that. I think that emotion has come across quite well. And I'm also otherwise also fond of Vidyut, so it was easy for me to do that.
Of course. And on that note, of course, we hope that the audiences will, of course, throng to the theatres as this movie releases on the 12th of May. IB71, don't forget, as they're set to uncover the most confidential undercover operation. Thank you so much, Vidyut and Anupam ji, for joining us here at Republic TV.